Hello and welcome to the channel Amanda Gets Growing. Today I want to talk about how I filled this planter using just one compost bag and how you can do it too. If you saw my August garden tour, and if not, why not, you'll know that I'm really looking to up my fruit game. I love eating fruit, especially berries, and I want to grow as much as I can in my small suburban garden here in the southeast of England. Berries here are quite expensive and the range is quite limited. Like, I don't remember the last time I saw blackcurrants for sale in the UK. Now, why have I bought a planter this size? Well, I'll be frank, I got the dimensions a bit wrong. I hadn't planned to buy such a big planter. That's the truth. And if you're wondering how big it actually is, it's about, the length of it is basically the same length as me. So I could lie down in it and use it as like a bathtub or a hot tub. That's a good idea. Or if anything happens to me in, like, I don't know, the next 10 years, which is the length of the warranty, my family could repurpose it for something else. Yeah, so in terms of the length, it is, it's about 160 centimetres long, so that's about 5'3". So that's a lot, and I actually estimate that if I was to fill this with compost bags, and this is a very rough estimate, it would probably cost me around £150, because I reckon you need 15 bags, and I'm just guessing that compost bags are approximately £10. So that's a lot. And when you think about it, one of the reasons why we all grow at home is to try and save cash, and I'm going to need to be growing a lot of berries before I can cover the cost of the soil and the planter and the plants. So that is a good reason to try and find a different way to fill up these planters. And I have to say, back when I used to watch lots of gardening TV shows, I sometimes got put off because you'd see them doing all these projects and they'd bring out all their, they'd put all fresh soil in there, compost soil in there. And you think, well, I can't afford that. So I've basically filled it up using some garden waste, of which we have lots at this time of year. So things like some of the courgette leaves I'm removing, garden clippings, moving on to things like cardboard. There's always plenty of cardboard. I've used some spent soil in there, so soil from old pots that I don't use anymore. And yeah, believe it or not, although it's huge, I've managed to fill it up using just the one bag. And that one bag, I've literally just put it under the base of the blackcurrants. And it then that then means that the blackcurrants have some kind of nutrients to get their feet into immediately. So they've got good soil to get their feet into immediately, while all the other garden waste is decomposing. If you're wondering, will this affect the yield? What I can say is I use this method on my tomatoes and they have fruited magnificently this year. I've literally got tomatoes coming out my ears. I did a video showing that. That's included in my August garden tour. So I'm not expecting there to be any problems. And I can already see, they've been in here for a couple of weeks. I can see that there's buds on the blackcurrants, they seem to be growing. I don't have any concerns. Moving in then a bit closer so I can show you exactly what I've got in here. And it really is like, I don't know, it's like vegetable soup. I've literally just put in anything I've got to hand. So we've got here some twigs and leaves and things from the weigela that I took out to make room for the plum tree, which is doing really well. I'm chuffed to bits with that, and I'll be showing you that in another clip shortly. I've got some squash leaves here. Obviously I've started to remove them. Now the light's fading to promote fruiting. Likewise the nasturtium, that was blocking out some light to my tomato plants. We've got the cardboard here. Now, we've all got so much cardboard these days. That's gone in. We've got some lovely brown waste. We've got some like packaging waste there. So that's what I've put in. I'll tell you what I've not put in. I have not put in any of those leaves that I showed you last weekend that have been affected by leaf miner. If you haven't seen that clip, a quick recap. I discovered that I've been making the leaf miner problem in my garden worse because I've been composting the leaves, and my compost bin doesn't get that hot, so the leaf miners that are living on in the chard and the spinach leaves, they're not dying. And then I'm spreading the compost in the garden like an idiot. And then I'm wondering, hey, why have I got so much leaf miner? So yes, those leaves have now no place in my garden. Yeah, so I'm really chuffed with this. I think this is a really great way to fill up these planters on the cheap. And not only that, the plants seem to do really well. These black currants here, I'll show you in a second, they've actually got buds on them and they look really happy. So I'm going to be using this, I think, for all of my planters and containers going forwards. I'm really going to cut back on the amount of compost that I buy. Here we are then. You should be able to see, I hope, that there's a few nodes on here where the plant is growing new leaves. And yeah, as you can see, it does seem to be very happy. The variety of blackcurrant that I bought here is called Ben Hope. It's meant to be very hardy and has good resistance. So fingers crossed. Fingers crossed for a bumper crop next year. I'd be really interested to hear in the comment section if you have any unusual ways to fill planters, if you think this is going to work, if you think it's a crazy idea, feel free to say. Yeah, until next time, bye-bye.